If you want to defeat Satan, escape hell, and live on the new earth, you have to follow the sex laws from the Torah, the laws given to Moses from King Yahuwah's angels. There are 613 laws or commandments, but we don't have to follow all of those commandments because some of them are sacrifice laws and we don't sacrifice animals anymore. Some of those laws are only for priests. Some of them are agricultural laws. So we don't have to follow those because most of us are not farmers. But we do have to follow the sex laws. Most people want to focus on gay people. There are more sex laws than the commandment that says a man must not lay down with another man. There's more sex laws than that. So let's research those sex laws so you will know if you're walking in the light or if you need to cleanse more from the darkness. If you are not interested in defeating Satan, live whatever life you want to live. If you don't care about escaping hell, have as much sex as you want to have. If you're not interested in having a relationship with unbegotten Father, King YAHUSHA, King Yahuwah, and Queen Wisdom, and you don't want to live on the new earth after Satan and the Illuminati are destroyed, do whatever you want. This video is for humans or for souls living inside of humans who want to cleanse their human avatar of all darkness so that they, the soul, can sober up and defeat Satan so that when they, the soul, enters hell, they will see YAHUSHA sees them as clean souls and they will be resurrected out of hell and will be able to enter King YAHUSHA's new earth, which is very soon because we are already past the year 6000. And YAHUSHA has to rule from the year 6000 to the year 7000. So this video is for people who want to cleanse from the darkness, defeat Satan, escape hell, and live on King YAHUSHA's new earth. If you're not interested in those things I just mentioned, do whatever you want. This video is not for you. These are the sex laws or the sinful relationships that Yahuwah says we must not partake in. If you partake in any of these sexual acts, you will be considered unclean to King YAHUSHA, and your soul will get stuck in hell, and you will not be let out of hell to enter King YAHUSHA's new earth, where you will be able to live forever and enjoy life for all eternity with no death, no sickness, no evil, no wickedness, no lust, nothing bad on the new earth. So, the sinful relationships from the 613 laws. Number 330. A man must not have sexual relations with his mother. Leviticus 18:7. 331. A man must not have sexual relations with his father's wife. Leviticus 18:18. Law number 332. A man must not have sexual relations with his sister. Leviticus 18:9. Law number 333. A man must not have sexual relations with his half-sister. Leviticus 18:11. So if your dad marries another woman and she has a daughter, you, the son, you're not supposed to try to sleep with your half-sister. Or that's your stepsister. If your dad marries a woman who's not your mom and they have a baby together and that baby's a girl, when she gets to become a teenager, you're not supposed to have sex. Try to have sex with your half-sister. Law number 334. A man must not have sexual relations with his son's daughter. Leviticus 18:10. So no nasty man is supposed to be having sex with his granddaughter. A man must not have sexual relations with his daughter's daughter. Leviticus 18:10. Again, no man is supposed to be having sex with his grandchildren or his, well, let's keep reading. Law 336. A man must not have sexual relations with his daughter. Leviticus 18:10. So there are lots of men who rape their children. And there are men who have gotten their daughters pregnant because they're evil, lustful, and wicked, and definitely unclean, and they're not going to escape hell. Law 337. A man must not marry a woman and her daughter. Leviticus 18:17. So you are not. We can have multiple wives, but the 144,000 are not devoured by any women. But if you are a man who wants to get married, you are not supposed to marry a woman and her daughter. That's immoral. Rule 339. A man must not marry a woman and and her daughter's daughter. So if you marry a woman, you cannot marry her granddaughter too. You can't marry a woman and her daughter, and you can't marry a woman and her granddaughter. Even if her granddaughter is gorgeous, even if her daughter is gorgeous, you're not supposed to marry a woman and her children, even if you're not their father. Law 341. A man must not have sexual relations with his mother's sister. That's Leviticus 18:13. So you are not supposed to have sexual relations with your auntie. A man must not have sexual relations with his father's mother, with his father's brother's wife. Law 342. A man must not have sexual relations with his father's brother's wife. So you're not supposed to have sex with your uncle's. A man must not have sexual relations with his father's brother's wife. So you're not supposed to have sex with your uncle's wife. Law 343. A man must not have sexual relations with his daughter-in-law. Leviticus 18:15. A man must not have sexual relations with his brother's wife. So you're not supposed to have sex with your sister-in-law, no matter how fine she is. And plus, she's married to your brother. Leviticus 18:16. A man must not have sexual relations with one wife in the dwelling of another. Leviticus 18:18. So if you're married to two wives, you're not supposed to have sex with your wives in the same room. So there's no three-ways, no orgies. Even if you have four wives, each wife is supposed to have her own dwelling place in the house, her own room. And if you're having sex with that wife, the other wives are not supposed to be present in that room. Law 346. A man must not approach a menstruous woman for sexual relations or in any way to become ritually unclean by her. So, and that's Leviticus 18:19. That means you must not have sex with a woman when she's on her period, even if you're married to her. You're not even supposed to sleep in the same bed as your wife when she's on her period. That makes you ritually unclean. Law 347. Do not commit adultery. Adultery means having sex with someone who you are not married to. So that goes for all single people, all people who have a boyfriend or girlfriend. If you're having sex with your boyfriend or girlfriend, you are committing adultery because you are not married to your boyfriend or girlfriend. You must be married to your boyfriend or girlfriend before you have sex with them, meaning they're your husband or wife. And you cannot marry the same sex. A man cannot marry a man, and a woman cannot marry a woman. If you want to defeat Satan, escape hell, and live on a new earth. If you don't want to defeat Satan, escape hell, and live on a new earth, do whatever you want to in your life, but know for sure you're not escaping hell, and you're going to regret it. Living for a short amount of years on this stupid, wicked earth, instead of cleansing from the darkness on this earth so that you can live forever on a new earth and escape hell and torture in hell, is ridiculous. Everybody should be choosing the light during the awakening in 2020. Let's move on to the next law. The next law is 348. Law 348. A man must not have sexual relations with an animal. There are 10 states in the USA that still allows people to have sex with animals. It's called bestiality. There are 10 states in 2020 that still allows people to have sex with animals. And in Europe, certain countries still allow people to have sex with animals. That is unclean. And that is why Satan has people in the Illuminati do have sex with animals for rituals. Because Satan needs his slaves to continue to live immoral lives and do unclean things to show that they worship him for riches and power and fame instead of worshiping unbegotten Father and King Yahusha to defeat Satan, escape hell, and live on a new earth. So all people who are part of the Illuminati, especially the richest people, they do rituals to show Satan that they worship him. And once they make a commitment to Satan, they cannot back out. Kanye West cannot back out. He said he sold his soul. He cannot back out from selling his soul. Once you sell your soul, once you make that stupid mistake, you can't go back. Satan is the leader of evil and lies, and he does not play by the rules. Once you make a deal with him, you're stuck. He is worse than a pimp. Law 349. A woman must not have sexual relations with an animal. So if you want to become a superstar, a rapper, or Hollywood actress or actor, and the Illuminati people say, okay, well, you're going to have to do this sexual ritual with this animal, you better not do that. It doesn't matter if you get $1 million contract. It doesn't matter if you're going to become famous. Most famous people go bankrupt. And all of the popular rappers from the 1990s and the early 2000s, they're not even popular no more, and most of them are broke. And most of the R&B singers, and most of the rock stars. And a lot of popular artists are not making a lot of money. They make way less money than you think. The Illuminati record labels and the managers and the lawyers make all the money in the record business and in Hollywood. But these people do these rituals hoping that they'll be famous and rich, like Hollywood promotes it to us on TMZ and on Extra and on Entertainment Tonight and even on CNN and on the Grammys and on the Emmys, on the red carpets. It's all promotion to get more slaves. But there's never going to be a more popular singer than Beyonce. There's never going to be a better performer than Michael Jackson. The best have already been presented to us. Now it's time for Satan's era to end. Let's move on to the next law, 349. And it is only a sin for a man to lay down with another man. We are born straight, gay, bi, and transgender because none of us are humans. We're souls inside of human avatars. Some do turn out gay. Some do turn out bisexual. Some do end up being transgender because our X gene and our Y gene from our mom and dad gets mixed up, and it's not always 50-50. And I explained that in my video, being gay is not a sin. So check out my video. I break down the biblical information, the scientific information, and the information that's only found in the Nag Hammadi with Yahusha, the Savior, explaining that we are souls inside of demon avatars, and we need to cleanse our avatar, no matter if our avatar defines itself as straight, bi, gay, or transgender. No matter what lifestyle your avatar thinks it's a part of, it needs to cleanse from the darkness and research the sexual laws to defeat Satan, escape hell, and live on a new earth. Okay, now let's move on to the next law. And just in case you think people don't have sex with animals, I accidentally stumbled upon a porn website with hundreds of people having sex with animals. I was curious. This was back in 2015. I saw a man having sex with a horse. The horse was humping the man. I don't want to say the correct word, the F word. The horse was doing that man. The man wanted it to happen. The man was the owner of the farm. Disgusting. And I saw a woman having sex with a pig. I saw a man having sex with his dog. I saw so much sex with animals, and I couldn't believe the website was legal. And I was not looking for that website. I was Googling information. I was looking for nice calves because my calves are skinny on my leg. And I was looking for people who have nice calves because I was trying to figure out how to work out to make my calves look bigger. And it gave me a website, sexy calves, like a baby cow. And then it showed a baby cow giving a man oral sex. It was horrible and disgusting. I couldn't believe people actually do it, but they record it. All these people, they actually record themselves doing it, and they don't hide their face. And I'm not going to say what nationality all of them were, but they were all one race. And they are not all friends, and they are not all family, but they were all one race. Hundreds of people on this website. I don't even remember the name of the website. This was back in 2014, 2015. Might have been 2013. So, do not have sex with animals. Do not have sex with your family members. And do not have sex with the same sex. Okay? If you want to escape hell, if you want to defeat Satan, escape hell, and live on a new earth. That's why learning all of these sex laws are important. Instead of Christians or people who think they know the Bible so well, focusing on gay men. There is way more sex laws than it saying no man sleeps with another man. Law 350. A man must not have sexual relations with another man. Leviticus 18:22. Law 351. A man must not have sexual relations with a woman betrothed to another man. Leviticus 19:20. So that means if a woman is already married, if a woman is engaged, you are not supposed to be lusting for her, and you're definitely not supposed to have sex with her. Law 352. A man must not lust after any woman forbidden to him. So again, you're not supposed to lust for your brother's wife. You're not supposed to lust for any of your female family members. You are not supposed to lust for a woman who is married or engaged. But you're not supposed to lust for no man or no animal either. And women aren't supposed to lust for men or other women or animals either. That's all a sin and will cause you to get stuck in hell. Law 353. A man must not have sexual relations with a woman until he has lawfully acquired her in marriage. Exodus chapter 22, verse 16 through 17. So that means you are not supposed to be having sex with your girlfriend, and a girlfriend is not supposed to be having sex with her boyfriend until the boyfriend has asked her father to marry her and has paid her father a certain amount of money to marry his daughter. That is what Exodus 22, verse 16 through 7 says. So, having sex with a woman before you're married to her does not equal marriage, which is what Hebrew camps say. Hebrew camps are liars. Law 354. Do not allow your son or daughter to marry a God worshiper. A God worshiper is a worshiper of false gods who refuses to repent. Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3, and Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 2. So, you shouldn't be seeking no girl or no man who prays to Jesus and who goes to church on Sundays and who refuses to repent for that and change and learn the truth. That's why you should focus on staying single. Law 355. Do not allow your daughter to play the harlot or whore, allowing her to commit fornication, following Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and the older rappers, Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, and Trina. All immoral female rappers, but the male rappers also rap about immoral lifestyles too. And if you're allowing your children to listen to that music, watch those music videos, and live their life just like those people are promoting in the music videos of immoral living, you're an idiot, and you're going to go to hell, and your child is going to go to hell. Both of y'all. Leviticus chapter 19, verse 29. Sex law. Or the next law is law. A man must not have sexual... 356. A man must not have sexual relations with a woman who returns to him after sexual relations with another man. Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 4. So, that's nasty. There's a lot of men who have orgies with women. There's a lot of men who run trains on women. And there's a lot of men who don't care where the prostitute was the day before yesterday. And they all having sex with this woman, and that's nasty. A man must not have sexual relations with a woman who returns to him after having sexual relations with another man, because that's nasty. And that's how STDs spread. Deuteronomy 24, verse 4. These Bible laws were written way before STDs existed, but that's why STDs exist, because people don't follow these Bible laws, and they're nasty. And I can't say I was perfectly clean before I started walking in the light in 2017, but I was I wasn't filthy. No. And I always practiced safe sex because I was terrified of catching HIV. And I always got an HIV test almost every 6 months because I wanted to have kids and I wanted to get married later on in life. And thank you, Father, for never letting me get herpes on my lip. Oh my gosh. Law 357. A childless widow must not marry anybody outside of her husband's family. That's a little different now, but the Bible laws did say if your brother gets married and then he dies before having any children, his wife is supposed to marry another one of his brothers. But that's different now. So, Law 358. A man must not divorce a woman he married after having raped her. Okay, now this, you have to read more Bible verses to understand this one. If a man rapes a woman, that is a crime. So he can be put in jail and have to pay her father a fee for taking her virginity. But a man can marry a woman after raping her and paying her father a fee, and the father agrees to allow the man to marry her. The man could take the money. The father can take the money and tell the man, heck no, you're not marrying my daughter, and I want you to go to jail. And that man still has to pay the father for taking his daughter's virginity. But your daughter shouldn't be hanging out and being all around places where she can get raped. But the way the world is right now, a lot of women get raped. But this Bible verse, Deuteronomy 22, verse 29, doesn't really apply to now because the men who rape women now, they're evil men. And this world is so wicked. But this was back in the day, okay? Law 359. A man must not divorce a woman he married after having slandered her. Deuteronomy 22:19. Law 360. A man must not allow himself to be castrated. Deuteronomy 23:1. Castrated, I believe, is when, I think that's when your whole penis is taken off. I don't think that's when you get the surgery to where you don't ejaculate anymore to keep yourself from having babies. Castrated is to take your whole penis off. And that is what they do to a lot of child molesters. But if you're castrated, that's effeminate. That's like making yourself female. And a male is not supposed to cut off his masculine body parts to become a female. And that's what transsexuals do. But transsexuals wouldn't be able to do that if the Illuminati didn't create plastic surgery, which is a type of witchcraft. So, let's go to the final law. Law 361. A man must not divorce a woman unless she committed premarital fornication. Deuteronomy 24, verse 1. Most men don't divorce their wives. It's usually the wife who divorces her husband. So those are the sex laws from King Yahuwah to Moses and the 12 Hebrew tribes, and to anybody who wants to defeat Satan in 2020 and beyond, escape hell after they die and enter hell, and are resurrected into the new earth after YAHUSHA sees that they followed the instructions from King Yahuwah, Queen Wisdom, and Almighty King YAHUSHA. And those souls will be let out of hell and enter the new earth. Satan and all people who chose to follow the lifestyles he and the Illuminati promoted, they will be cast into the lake of fire. They are going to die 2 times. All human bodies will die. Our souls will go to hell. So that's the first death. And then if your soul is considered unclean, you die again. Your soul dies and gets tossed into the lake of fire with Satan and the demons. But if you're considered clean, YAHUSHA will resurrect you out of hell, and you only died once as a human, and then you entered hell, and then you're resurrected. So all wicked, unclean people and ignorant, people, they are going to have 2 deaths, a human death and a soul death. But all people who walk in the footsteps and instructions of King YAHUSHA, we will have a human death, then our soul will go to hell, be judged, resurrected out of hell, and then we'll live as a new human on YAHUSHA's new earth, when Satan and the Illuminati are tossed into the abyss of fire and sulfur. So this earth is about to be cleansed, and Satan will be tossed into the abyss for 1,000 years, and over 3 billion people, unclean people, will die and enter hell. But there will still be unclean people on this earth when King YAHUSHA destroys most evil people, and the 144,000 rule as new kings on the next earth for 1,000 years. After those 1,000 years, Satan will be let out of the abyss, and all unclean humans who are still on earth, they will join Satan, and they're going to try to attack King YAHUSHA and the 144,000 in the perfect city. And then they're all going to be destroyed and sent into the lake of fire. They're not even going to have judgment in hell. The people who are cowardly, scared to leave their family and friends and join King YAHUSHA, they're not going to escape hell. The people who are unbelieving in King YAHUSHA being real and don't believe hell is real and don't believe Satan is real or witchcraft or the new earth, they're not going to escape hell. The people who are vile, they're not going to escape hell. The people who are murderers, they're not going to escape hell. The people who won't stop their sexual immorality, lusting for sex, even though they're not married, and even though they the truth is available now, they're not going to escape hell. They're addicted to sex and porn. The people who won't stop witchcraft, they are not going to escape hell. They're not going to enter the new earth. And the people who worship Obama and President Trump and Beyonce and all the Illuminati celebrities and want to be just like them, and who worship white Jesus instead of researching who white Jesus is, and who wears the cross instead of researching what the cross is, even though the Messiah was not hung from a cross or nailed to a cross. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that the Messiah was nailed to a cross or hung from a cross. He was hung from a tree. Use the King James Bible. It says he was hung from a tree. And Hebrews were hung from a tree. And being hung from a tree is a curse for Hebrews. But YAHUSHA broke that curse if we follow his instructions. So Revelation 20 verse 13 through 15 says, the sea gave up the dead that were in it. And death and hell gave up the dead that were in them. And each person was judged according to what they had done. Then death and hell were thrown into the lake of fire. The lake of fire is the second death. Anyone whose name was not found in King YAHUSHA's book of life was tossed into the lake of fire. So if you want to live immorally, sexually immoral, you're not going to be happy. When you face your judgment for living sexually immoral or wicked or being a liar or a thief, you're going to regret everything you did on this earth and for not listening. Just like the rich man who was sent to hell when Lazarus, the poor man, was sent to hell. And the rich man never helped Lazarus when they were on earth. And when they were sent to hell, the poor man was protected in hell. But the rich man begged Abraham to go back to earth to warn his brothers to change before they enter earth and are tortured like he was. And Abraham said, I'm sorry, if your brothers don't listen to the prophets on earth right now, they're going to end up just like you in hell.